The belt sander is used to sand the main field of the floor for speed and aggressiveness. As much as possible, we want to keep all of the sander's wheels on a smooth, freshly cut surface. If we move from right to left, the leading left-hand wheel will always be rolling on an uncut surface, causing irregularities in the floor to be transferred back onto the floor. Always move left to right in order to keep your belt machine sanding as smooth as possible. Sanding in a forward direction removes some finish, but the backward pass in the same path creates a lot more cutting power since the machine is pulling against itself. The backward pass will help clean up the remaining finish as well as any loose wood fibers. On your first cut, sanding at a slight angle to the grain of the wood, as opposed to cutting straight on, will make your abrasive selection more aggressive. This can be advantageous since straight-on sanding may transfer unevenness at end joints where there is over and underwood. Sanding at a slight angle around 7 to 15 degrees will shave those areas down evenly. Cutting at a 45-degree angle is very aggressive and should only be used on very damaged floors such as those with severe water damage. The cross-grain scratches left from cutting at a 45 will need to be taken out with an additional straight-on cut using the same grit. Occasionally, you may have to cut at a 90-degree angle, such as in hallways or other tight areas where the flooring runs across the space. For these areas, back off on the drum pressure and use a finer grit abrasive belt. The succeeding cuts will need to be done with an edger or a multi-disc buffer. Recall that for the first cut, our goal on a resand is to remove all of the old finish, sealer, and stain, and to remove all of the over-underwood on a new install. We can leave a subtle trough in the floor that can be visible when finish is applied if we do not stagger our transitions from pass to pass. To avoid this, stagger your start and stop pattern throughout the job at the wall and mid-floor transition areas. For each sanding pass, move forward and backward in the same path, then move over about half the width of the drum and repeat. Overlapping your passes in this way blends the boards and topography of the floor, and creates a flatter, smoother result overall. Sand the full length of the starting wall with the right side of the machine to the wall. This creates a fresh starting path to work on. Turn the machine around and work across the room, sanding 2/3 of the floor working towards the far wall. Then sand the full length of the far wall, turn and sand the remaining third of the field, overlapping the mid-floor transition area.